Hi, everyone. Namaste. Welcome to Yoga at Home. My name is Sara Ivanhoe, and we've been doing these Wednesday afternoon yoga sessions. This is my little dog, Madison, who has been consistently stealing the show. Next week, I should be in an area where she won't be quite as distracting to us, but I've received some really sweet emails from everyone about it, so thank you for your patience. Let's go ahead and dive in. Do you want to take this stick and go over there? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, let's all dive in and get started. Go ahead and come to a seated, comfortable cross-legged position. Allow your eyes to close. And just begin to deepen your breath. We've been learning Ujjayi breathing over the last few weeks, few months. So begin that if you're comfortable with it. You're breathing in and out through your nose. Instead of a sniffing sound, you want the breath to make more of a hollow sound. So and for today, I'm just going to have you, for the last moment or two while we're sitting here quietly, get a mental picture of the shape your body is making now. And just do a quick scan through the shape of you to see if you can spot stress, tension, anxiety, if there's anything kind of sticky. Like for me, I'm feeling some stuff in my right shoulder. Feeling a little stuff in my jaw. Just do a little scan through for you where you might find some tension and stress. And then we're just going to use the practice today to clear that out, to see where we can let go. Okay, great. And then allow your eyes to open. And today I want to be a little different. I'm going to have us start on our backs, okay? We won't be here for too long. So go ahead and spin onto your back. I'm just going to start by hugging your knees into your chest tightly. And we're going to start with a little Vinyasa Crammer, which means like a breath and movement together. So just try this. You're going to take your heels to the ceiling and your arms up over your head. So that's your inhale position. Flex your feet. And then exhale, hug knees into your chest. We'll do a few times like that. Inhale. Hug the knees in, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, clear some tension. Couple more. Inhale, expand, reach the arms up, reach the feet up. Exhale, hug the knees in. And last one, heels up, arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, great. So from here, just keep your right knee hugged in. Stretch your left leg flat down on the floor. Flex both, actually, let's just flex both feet. Try pushing your heels away from your head. Reach up through the top of your head and just kind of feel back of the body supported by the floor. This is a nice way to warm up your low back. Let's go ahead and switch sides. It's a nice way to warm up your low back if you've been sitting all day. So very often if we're sitting all day in a chair, we're kind of hunched over our desk, we're leaning forward most of the day. There's something about being on our backs like this. It helps extension and just helps the energy sort of flow the opposite direction. Great. Okay, and then both knees are going to hug in. And then you're going to bring both feet to the floor, hip distance parallel. Arms are going to go down by your sides. Again, we're going to do a little breath and movement. You don't want to imagine, not like an aerobics exercise fitness type of thing. This is just to gently warm up and get the body moving, okay? So feet are hip distance parallel. I'm going to press down the inner edges of my feet. I'm going to curl my tailbone under, take my hips up toward the ceiling, and my arms up over the head. This is an inhale. And then I just gently lower everything down on the exhale. I'm going to do a few more times like that. Inhale, hips up, arms up. And then gently exhale, hips down, arms down. Last one, hips up, arms up. Inhale. And hips down, arms down, exhale. Ooh, I got a little cracking in my back. That felt good. Once again, bringing the knees into the chest. A couple little ankle circles out, and then ankle circles in. Yeah, just kind of crack the feet, just move them around. And then we're going to move into a gentle twist. So usually we do this twist at the end. We're just doing it at the beginning so you won't be as flexible as you usually are. Your right knee is in, your left leg is flat. You're going to take your right leg all the way across your body. And you can either float this shoulder if you like. Some people really like to stay grounded through the shoulder. I like to lift up and float the shoulder so I get a little bit more stretch in the pectoral muscle. Just keep in mind you're just warming your body up, so you don't need to crank on it here. And then knees back into your chest. And let's get side two. Left knees hugged in, right leg flat. Left leg is all the way across the body to a gentle twist. And both knees into the chest. Great. And then we're going to do a hip opener here. So you're going to take both feet flat on the floor with the knees up. You're going to bring the right knee up into your chest and take the outside of your right ankle onto the left thigh and take that right leg away from you. So many of you have seen this stretch before. The main thing you want to keep in mind with this stretch is flexing your right foot. That's going to protect your right knee. Okay, then I just use my belly muscles to kind of pull everything in, and I'm going to reach under and through the hole. Take a hold of my left leg here. Some of you want to reach on top. You can do that. If some of you can't reach all the way, you can kind of go under the leg here. That's another option. But the main thing is you want the stretch to be kind of hitting you in this area here, right? So just move it around until you get a good stretch in that zone there. And we'll just keep it here for a few more breaths. Let your eyes close. You want to feel the tight spot. Aim the breath into the tight spot and try to clear it out. Okay, and then release. And then we'll get this on the other side. So outside of your left ankle to right thigh. And then I'm going to reach through the hole and grab a hold and pull the whole thing in. And you'll notice that one side is usually a little tighter than the other. So that's really normal. We're all a little off balance. Close your eyes, about 3 more breaths. Okay, and then release. Bring the knees into the chest. And now we're going to do a stretch called Happy Baby. So I'm going to take the knees wide, and then I'm going to flex my feet all the way to point to the ceiling. Then I want to aim my knees kind of into my armpits. I'm going to reach around and grab onto my feet. And I just kind of pull down here. So, I mean, it's, this is a very kind of like open and vulnerable position. But it really can be nice on that low back. So you just grab onto whatever you can grab a hold of. But the idea is your feet are flexing, your knees are bent, your ankles are bent, and you aim that sort of through the armpits towards the floor. So allow your eyes to close and take a few breaths here. Try to keep more of your low back on the floor. We're almost done with our long, luxurious warm-up here. Last one, we're gonna bring the knees to the chest, and we're just gonna do a little bit of a hamstring stretch, and then we're gonna get up and get moving a little bit. I'm gonna bring my left foot on the floor with my left knee up. I'm just gonna flex my right foot, and I'm gonna take my hands behind my right leg here. I'm kind of pushing my leg into my hands. I already feel some stretch here in the back of my right thigh. And so then I just take my hands a little higher up. This may be it for today, maybe a little higher. I think I can grab onto my toes, but like you don't need to grab your toes, right? You get the same amount of stretch no matter what your arms do. I'm gonna grab onto this, and then I feel nice and comfortable in my low back, and I'm just gonna stretch my left leg flat on the floor. So I'm again pushing through both heels. Now, if you find yourself starting to strain or tense up, that means you've gone too far. This practice of yoga should be clearing the tension out. Okay, and then let's bring both knees into the chest. We'll get the stretch on the other side. So we start with the right foot on the floor and the knee up. I'm just going to flex my left foot. Ooh, definitely tighter on this side. Flex my left foot to the ceiling and hold the back of the leg. And give it a couple breaths, and I hold on to the calf maybe. So I've had a big hamstring injury years ago. Lost a lot of my flexibility, and I don't let that slow down my ability to enjoy my yoga. So it looks a little different, but I still just dive in and I just love stretching whatever it is I can. My foot used to be like way back here, now it's here. We just kind of go with that change. And then ultimately, if it feels comfortable stretching that bottom leg, use my hand to press that leg down. So I encourage you to remember some of these recline stretches. You can do them in your bed before you go to bed. You can do them in bed first thing when you wake up. When you do stretching like this reclined, it's very safe on your back. So any of you who have any back issues, doing stuff on your back means the back is supported. So it's a really good, these are good ones to get into. But okay, we've had enough warming up and now it's time to get ready. So you're just gonna roll back and roll forward a little bit, forward and back, forward and back. I love this kind of rolling up my spine. Always feels really nice. And then you're just gonna roll and cross your legs and come onto hands and knees. Great, so on our hands and knees, right away, let's curl the toes under and let's press ourselves back to downward facing dog. I'm gonna start pedaling the legs a little bit from side to side. So I bend a knee, bend the other knee. I'm opening up my muscles in my feet and my ankles. Just allow your head to drop. A couple long deep breaths here. Okay, and then let's walk the hands back towards your feet. Yeah, hands back towards the feet, bend the knees, and let's each hand grab onto an elbow and just come into a nice standing forward bend. So my feet are wide, my knees are bent, my head is dropping. A little something in my eye here. Just try giving the head a shake, no, just to release any tension here. Try giving the head a nod, yes. And just releasing any tension. Stay nice and heavy through your feet, and then walk your hands into downward facing dog. Now, when you're in dog, once you're done pedaling your legs, you want to be pressing your heels towards the floor. So I've been doing this pose for about 40 years now. My heels have never touched the floor, but that doesn't stop me from trying to push them down. The act of pushing them down engages the muscles of my legs. The act of pushing my heels down helps pull my body backwards. So it's much more of a leg activation than an arm activation. Okay, we're going to do it again. Walk the hands back towards your feet. So I'm bringing the weight of the body into my feet. This time I'm going to interlace my fingers behind my back. The arms squeeze up to the ceiling, forward towards the floor in front. Give the arms a good squeeze. So with my knees bent here, I can kind of twist from side to side if I want. Stay heavy in the heels. Walk the hands back into downward facing dog. Great, and then in down dog, let's bring the feet together. Take the right foot to the ceiling, level the hip so the right foot is flexed. The right toes are pointing to the floor. I'm trying to push my right leg straight back behind me. And then I'm going to take the right foot all the way up to the hands. I want to make sure that the heel is under the knee, right? So it's nice and wide enough, safe on the knee. And sink my hips down. I'm going to keep my left hand to the floor, my right hand all the way up to the ceiling, and just open up into a nice twist here. So whenever your feet are on the ground, you want to almost try pulling your feet apart. Pull them away from each other, and that'll kind of activate all the muscles in your legs. This is feeling nice, and hands to the floor. I'm going to step right back to down dog. Feet are going to come together. I'm going to take my left foot to the ceiling with my hips level, rolling the thigh in. Whenever you're doing something like this, just occasionally check in with your face muscles and your jaw muscle. You want to make sure there's no tension in there. And then left foot sweeps to the hands. Make sure you're wide enough. I sink my hips down, and I want to lift my body up. Take that left arm up to the ceiling in the twist. I do that thing where I pull my feet apart, and then I pull my arms apart as well. Close the mouth, add a couple of deep breaths here. Okay, and hands to the floor. We're going to step back to plank pose, top of a push-up. You can do this, or feel free to lower your knees to the floor if you need extra support for plank, and just come all the way down to the floor. Right, so you're going to, from here, interlace your fingers behind your back. We're going to tailbone down. That kind of scoops down to the floor. Go ahead and lift your head, chest, arms up, and then allow your feet to come up as well. Yeah, so I'm squeezing my legs together, and I want to keep my legs straight, not bent, right? So legs are straight as I lift them. It's pretty hard. And then release down, hands into the shoulders. And I'm going all the way back to downward facing dog again. I'm going to walk the hands back towards my feet. And then this time I'm going to take my middle and index finger, grab onto my big toes, look forward, lengthen the spine, inhale, and then exhale, top of the head to the floor. So let your head drop, enjoy these forward bends. And just keep in mind when you do these forward bends, do a little scan through your body. See where there's tension. And then try to clear that out. Right, now I'm going to release my hands, stay heavy in the heels. I'm going to walk into down dog. And this time I'm going to take my feet the distance of the mat. In down dog, so my feet are a little bit wider, and I'm still pushing down the heels, pulling the thighs backwards. I'm going to take my right hand to the center of the mat. Left hand is going to thread all the way through. I'm going to try to grab the outside of my right ankle here. Oh. Some people like to grab a little higher up. It's a little bit harder the lower you go, but it gives you a nice twist. Release that hand, and then let's just switch hands. So you've got your left hand forward, and your right hand is going to thread all the way through. Now, when I do this twist, I let my head drop and just kind of go with the twist. And then release. And now I'm going to bring my feet back all the way so the inner edges of the feet touch each other. I'm going to take my right foot to the ceiling again. This time I'm going to let my hip open so my leg will go a little higher when I do that. Do keep pressing down with your left heel as you take your right leg up. And then right foot, sweep it all the way to your hands. This time bring your left knee to the floor. Sink your hips down. Come on up into a low lunge. Arms are going to reach up. And let's just let this cook here for a few moments. From here, let's bring the palms together at the heart. We'll move into a twist. So outside of the left arm to the outside of the right thigh. I usually make a fist like this. It's a little easier on my wrists. You can go full prayer position, but you want to lift your chest up out of the bottom shoulder. Great. Whenever you release, try not to, bing, you don't want to pop out of the pose. Just come out of your pose mindfully. Great. Now from here, I'm going to get a little leg stretch. I'm going to take my right foot to the center. I'm kind of uncurling my back foot. I'm just going to scooch my right foot forward a few little inchworm scooches with my right foot. I'm going to flex the right foot, pull the toes towards my head, and then I'm just going to take a gentle, easy forward bend over the straight front leg. Just let your head drop. Close your eyes. Feel the back of the neck softening. Okay, and then you'll just take that front leg to meet the back leg, curl your toes under, and we press right back to downward facing dog. Stick your tongue out, try a lion's breath. Try to release any stress you can feel trapped in any little corner of your body. We want to clear that out today. Okay, so let's go feet together, left foot to the ceiling, let that hip open. I'm very tight here today. I went for a good hike earlier, so much as that's fun, I think that tightened me up. Let's take the left foot forward, right knee down to the floor. Again, I just take my time. You don't want to strain anything in here. Just take my time, getting nice and comfortable, upright position, pull my belly and ribs in, take the arms up over the head, and then just allow myself to sink down nice and comfortably in that lunge. Okay, and then from here, like we did, palms to the heart and we twist, right? So I'm going to go outside of the right arm to the outside of the left thigh, and I want to lift up out of that bottom shoulder. And then I gently release. I'm going to take that left foot to the center, and then I scooch it forward. And then just be easy on this. I straighten that left leg. I drop my head. And oof, definitely left leg is tighter than the right one. Whenever possible, I close my eyes because I want to get good at relaxing on command. What part of this pose needs to work, and what part of the pose can relax and let go. Okay, and then front foot meets the back. And have you come all the way down onto your belly. And this time, take your arms out to the side. I'm going to bend my elbows just a little bit. And we're just doing back strengthening exercises. So I'm lifting head, chest, arms, legs lift up. And boy, again, this is a lot of work just to go a couple of inches. But it's so good for your posture, good for all the muscles in the back. And then release down, and then all the way back to down dog. Great, walk the hands back towards the feet again. Coming into a forward bend. We've done this before, it's called Artmasana. So you slide your hands underneath the feet, stretches out the wrists. I'm gonna pull the chest forward and then let the head drop. Stay nice and heavy with the feet. Walk the hands back into down dog. Bring the feet together again. Take the right foot up to the ceiling. Let the hip open. Bend the top leg and push through the heel. So this is, for me, always feels kind of like the biggest. This always feels like the biggest one. Then take your right foot all the way up to your hands. Either drop the knee if you want to, but if you want to try with me, bring the hands up onto the front thigh and then take the arms all the way up into a crescent lunge. So I'm keeping my belly in, my ribs in. I'm looking at something that doesn't move to help my balance. And then just a couple of nice deep breaths here. Last deep breath, and hands come to the floor. We'll step right back to downward facing dog. I'm gonna go feet together, left foot to the ceiling, let that hip open. And again, maybe bend the top leg, maybe push through the heel. And then left foot all the way up to the fingertips, sink down through the hips, and come on up into a crescent lunge. So I get my feet comfortable, pull my belly ribs in, add my arms as I'm ready. And then again, notice if doing this is stressing you out, where can you let go of stress? I can't let go everywhere, right? If I let go of stress everywhere, I'd be in Shavasana, I'd be on my back. So there's a lot of areas that need to work, but like my shoulders don't need to. And then hands to the floor and back to down dog. Okay, excellent. Now I'm going to take my feet about halfway up. Now turn my toes in, heels out. I'm going to come into a Malasana Squat. So the heels are in, toes are out. I use my arms to press the legs out to the side, lift the chest up, and a couple of breaths here. Great. Now I'm going to reach my hands forward. I'm reaching my knees forward. I'm going to straighten out my shins, come all the way up, and we're going to take an Artaustrasana. So I'm going to curl my right toes under, right hand reaches back to the right heel, left arm all the way up, back behind you, chest lifts up, and then just let your head just kind of drop whichever way it feels like it wants to go. Come all the way up. We'll get Artaustrasana on side two. Left arm down, right arm goes up and back. Yeah, sometimes I like my head up, sometimes I twist it, sometimes I drop it. I just kind of go with what feels right here. And then come all the way up. And then I'm going to take Virasana. So Virasana, the knees are almost touching. The feet are out to the sides, and I sit myself down in between my feet. So if you've got knee issues and this is not happening for you, then you can just take Vajrasana, which is just come to a kneeling position. So either is okay. There's a certain something I get here with my legs in between my feet, just kind of wakes up a different part of my leg muscles. I'm gonna take my right arm up in front of the face, left arm wraps. Let's take a little shoulder stretch. Arms are gonna lift up, drop your head down. Close your eyes, close your mouth. And try sending a clearing breath into the back of the neck. And then release the arms, and then let's get that on side two. So left arm is up, right arm wraps. Let's lift the arms up, gently release. The game is to clear tension out of your body. So right now, back of the neck, in between the shoulder blades, big clearing breath. And then release the arms. Go ahead and come back. Woo! That was a good stretch. Back up onto the shins. And now we're going to do Artemacia again, but we're going to do both sides. So belly is in, tailbone down here. Get that nice and grounded, right? Then I look up through the chest, dunk my head back, and then I just reach back and grab maybe one heel, the other heel, or if you want to curl the toes under, that makes it a little bit easier too. Release the head back and breathe. Push through the heels, come all the way up. Let's take a, we'll call this a puppy dog. It's a half downward dog. So you're gonna squeeze your arms straight. I'm on my knees, and I'm just gonna drop my head down, chest down, arms straight. And then let's try going for a dolphin pose. So you're gonna take the forearms, shoulder distance, and get nice and grounded through my hands. Curl the toes under, press your hips up and back. So dolphin, very similar to down dog, but I'm on my forearms. Push back through the heels, push back through the thighs. Your head should be off the floor here. It's not a headstand. Head is off the floor. Couple of breaths. Great, and then release the knees down. Go ahead and take the legs back, and let's stretch ourselves forward into a Sphinx position. So shoulders, forearms are shoulder distance, and I want to pull my arms towards my body. Okay, the arms don't actually move, but I'm pulling them towards the body, and that allows me to pull my chest up. And then kind of squeeze the tailbone down. Let's take a couple breaths here. Great, and then release. Nice, okay, good. Now I'm gonna reach back and grab for the feet. Oh, I dread this pose every time, but it's good to do, even for a couple of breaths. This is Andrasana, the bow. Grab onto the feet, belly is in, tailbone down, and let's just give it a try. Shoot the feet to the ceiling, pull the body back and breathe. Oh, nice. And release it. Great. Let's get a little quad stretch. I'm going to take my left forearm in front of me and just get nice and secure. I usually do this on a little bit of an angle. I'm just going to reach around with my right hand, grab on my right foot, and then just give this a little pull so I feel this in my right quadricep. Definitely feel that. And then again, don't boing, not like a rubber band, right? Release it slowly. And let's get this on the other side. You turn around, grab the left foot. Okay, and then release. Okay, back to downward facing dog. Gosh, I'm really noticing that there's a real change in the light. You can really tell we're moving into fall here. Because usually it's been a light in this room and we're halfway through class and the light is beautifully changing. Okay, let's walk the hands back towards the feet. Hands back towards the feet. This time, bend your knees, drop the head, and slowly roll up to standing. Head is the last thing to come up. Whew, just give the shoulders a little roll. And then roll in the other direction. Yeah, just give a little twist. Okay. That was nice. It took a long time for us to get up. So let's go with the nice wide legs here. The feet are parallel, pressing down the outer edges of the feet. So grab a hold of the hips. You're going to inhale, lift your chest, and then exhale, fold forward. Top of the head is going to reach towards the floor. My hands are shoulder distance. Fingers and toes in one line, and I drop my head and I snuggle my way in here. Oh, okay. You've been so quiet the whole time. Everyone forgot you were here. Let's look forward, pull the heart forward, inhale. Exhale, hands to the hips, shoulders back, lead with the chest and come all the way up to standing. Right away into a triangle half moon. So let's turn the right toes out, so the middle and index toe are pointing straight ahead. My whole thigh turns to the side. I hinge at the hips. I'm going to slide my hand down. Feel like it's going to go a little bit lower today. Yep. And then top arm, reach it up. So you're just putting this as is comfortable to you. Make sure there's no strain in the body. Bottom shoulders nicely pulling back away. Couple breaths. Okay, and then let's move from triangle to half moon. You're going to take your top hand, put it on your top hip. I like to turn and look down. I'm just going to pull myself back here a little bit and catch my balance between the right foot and the right hand. Again, thumb in line with the pinky toe. I look down and I lean in, make sure I've got my balance. Take the back leg up, 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 up. Top foot flex as far as I can get it. Then straighten that bottom leg. Oh, that feels amazing. Top hand, I'm going to reach it up. If you are wobbly, which most of us are, look down at the ground. Find one spot to look at. Keep looking at it. That's going to help with balance. And from here, bring your top hand to the floor. Keep your leg up. Square your hips. Roll the thigh in. Push back through your heel. Pull the chest forward. So my hips are square. And then top foot's going to meet the bottom foot. Drop the head, drop the hands. We're going to go right into a chair pose. So my feet and legs are together. I'm going to bend my knees, sit my hips back and down, circle my arms up for chair pose. Hold it here, belly in, ribs in. And then push all the way to standing. I always bump into the ceiling here, all the way to standing, and release down. Okay, great. So we'll get that whole thing on the other side. Start with the legs wide. And we're going to go your left foot's going to turn out to the left. Right toes in. Always grounded through the feet before you move. Arms out to the sides. I'm going to hinge at the hips. And then slowly I bring my hand down wherever I think it is comfortable. It's like, I don't know. Is it here? Is it here? Yeah. Okay. Somewhere in here. Take my top arm up. The main thing for a triangle, make sure that you're not hyperextending that bottom knee. Got a little bend in the knee if you need it. But these shoulders, they want to go like this. So pull the shoulders back. Nice. 2 more breaths. Great. Top hand, bring it to the hip. I'm going to pull this foot in so I got some room. And then I just catch my balance and I lean my body weight into the hand, flex the top foot, take that leg up, and then push that bottom leg straight. Yeah, top arm, going to reach it up. Keep looking at something that doesn't move. Just try to be with your breath. Okay, bring the top arm down, square the hips, flex your feet, push through your heels, pull the chest forward and both heels back. And then top foot meets the bottom foot, bend the knees, sink the hips down, circle the arms up for chair pose, and then come all the way up to standing and palms to heart. Nice. We're just going to do a little side body stretch here. I'm just going to take my hold of my wrist. So I'm going to take a hold of my wrist and stretch to the side. I'm going to take this foot, bring it back behind me, and I straighten that leg and I pull. Just feeling this all in here. It feels so good. Okay, and then let's get the other side. So I get prepped here, hold on to my wrist, step my foot back, my knee and my elbow is bent, and then I straighten both of them. Excellent. Okay, great. Now take the legs wide. We're just going to go ahead and bend your front knee. Take the feet a little bit wider than you had them before. Go ahead, bend the front knee, come onto the forearm. Top arm's going to come all the way up and over. Just for a few breaths here. And bring the top arm up and over. Let that cook. And then I'm going to bring it all the way back around, back behind me. So I grab the inside of the thigh. I'm going to pull the tailbone down and the chest up. And then I stay heavy in the heels. I'm keeping this arm back behind me, but I'm going to push through the front heel, come all the way up and back. My hands are reaching away from each other. Whoa, I feel that. And then release. That's why we did that side body stretch to kind of get ready for that. Let's get this on the other side. Go ahead and take the back toes in and the front toes out. Front knee is going to bend to come onto my forearm. Sink my hips down. Take that chest up. And then top arm all the way up and over. So as I'm doing this, my bottom leg is working like crazy. I'm pushing my knee back just until it goes straight. My tailbone scoops under. And then I take top arm back behind me, grab the inside of the thigh so I'm hooked in, and I push the chest up. Keep this all nice and grounded. And then I push through the bottom leg and reach up and over. Big side body stretch. Oof. Okay, all right, that's max for me. I'm going to release that, bring my feet parallel, interlace the fingers behind me, inhale, lift the chest, and I'm going to fold forward, top of the head towards the floor. Yeah, comfortable. And then once you're ready, give the arms a squeeze up and forward towards the floor in front of you. Nice deep breaths here. Release just the hands down. I'm going to keep my head relaxed. I'm going to walk my hands forward a little bit. So I'm bringing my right hand below my face, left hand to the ceiling. So I'm in a nice open twist. And then I'm going to swap hands, bring one hand down and the other hand up. And then release. And then last forward bend here, just letting my head drop. Let the tension drop. And then lengthen the spine, inhale. Hands to the hips, exhale. Shoulders back, lead with the chest, come all the way up to standing. Okay, great. So go ahead and bring your legs back towards each other. I'm just going to turn to the other side just to mix everything up today. Why not? Wonderful. So we've got a little bit of time left. I'm going to have us do a little back bend here. We did this last time, and you can bring your hands in. You can turn them in however sort of feels right for you. It's just a little back body activation. You're going to push down through your heels. Take the hips to the ceiling. Ready, go. This is great for the posture. Can't hold it that long though. Chest is up, head dunks back. And then release the hips down. Okay, great. And we're going to go right into a little bit of core abdominal work from this. So I'm going to start with the knees bent here and just gently expand, inhale, and then squish up, exhale. So let's just do that a few times. In and out. Great, and pull the knees in. Great, now we're just gonna counter pose this. I'm gonna take my left leg down and my right leg over. I try to get my hips nice and square to the ground. I take my left arm up to the sky. I bend at the left elbow and I twist. It's called Artemacia, Andrasana, half Lord of the Fishes pose. Couple of long deep breaths here. If you're hunching forward, try to unhunch. Get yourself nice and tall. Great. And then again, always not snapping, right? We release it gently. And let's just take this on the other side. Hips are down. Reach up nice and tall. Bend at the elbow and twist. So inhale, lift. Lift the chest. Exhaling, twist. Close the eyes, couple long breaths. Okay, and then release. Good, let's come back to the center. We're gonna do more core work. This time we're gonna go to the side a little bit. Not too much, I promise. Inhale, expand, and then just exhale over to the right. Inhale, expand, and to the left. And just keep going a couple of times like this. Last round. Okay, and knees into the chest. Great, so you can do either with your knees bent like we did before, or if you'd like to try one with legs straight, it's called Purvo Tonasana. I'm gonna give it a try, but I'll warn you, I don't go very far with this one, right? So you squeeze the legs together, push the feet down, and take the tail up, 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 up. Hips lift, dunk the head back. Take a last deep breath. And then release. Yes, excellent. A little forward bending here. I'm going to take my right leg out to the right and square myself towards that left leg. And so I'm taking a little bit of a twist and a forward bend. at the same time. And nice and easy breathing. Lengthen the spine, inhale. And then we're going to release. Let's take this on the other side. Okay, left leg is in. I square myself to the right leg. And then nice and easy, make my way forward. Okay, and then release. While I'm here, let's just get both legs forward just because why not? We already got it. So I just make sure I'm sort of get all this stuff away from the sit bones. I lengthen my spine. I'm just pressing my thighs down. I just sort of see how far I'm making it today. Not very far. And then just keep the head in line with the spine, but gently elongate the back of the neck. So right now my legs are active, so I'm not doing the yin version, which sometimes we do. My legs are active, my spine is long. Okay, great. And then come on up. Just gonna check the time real quick. See how we are doing. Oh, wonderful, great. I'm just gonna do one here with the, we've done this before, where you wanna make, they call this Tarasana, the star pose. So my feet are away from my body with my knees bent, and I'm just gonna gently aim my face towards my feet. This is if you ever had interest in getting your feet behind your head, this would be the preparation for that. But again, that's something I used to do very easily. It's not something you need to go for. Instead, go for learning how to relax. Drop your fingers. Drop your elbows and shoulders. Let your head get heavy. Let your face muscles get heavy. Inside of the mouth is heavy. And then come on up. Yes, okay. We're going to do Upavishta Konasana because we usually hit this one. So the legs are nice and wide with your feet flexing. I usually use my hands to kind of push myself kind of up into position. Don't go too crazy with that though. And push either behind you. That might be enough for many of you. I'm going to take myself forward just a little bit and allow myself to just kind of get comfortably relaxed here. Again, you want to be comfortable. If you're uncomfortable, do less. It's like words for life, right? If you're uncomfortable, just do a little bit less work. You're pushing too hard. Just back it down. Okay, that's going to do it. Come on up and come on to your backs, knees to chest. And then we already did all that work on the back. So we are ready for Shavasana. Go ahead and take your legs all the way flat on the floor. Your feet and legs flop open. Palms can face up. That's the quotes correct way. Sometimes I just put my hands on my belly. Just find yourself a comfortable spot. Allow your eyes to close. I'm going to move to sitting, but allow your eyes to close. Move your face muscles around, move your jaw around. Take a deep breath in through your nose and clear it out through your mouth. And just come back to breathing in and out through your nose for a few moments. Notice if there's a place in your body that's holding on to tension. Invite it to let go. If you find another spot, invite it to let go. Okay, so we are out of time. I'm going to encourage you to stay here in a nice relaxed position. This was so much fun today. I really loved feeling that we are heading into fall and really feeling the passage of time with the light affecting our session. I'm really grateful that Madison allowed us to practice relatively in peace. Next week I'll be back down in my own home in LA, so have a little bit more quiet, a little more room. But just keep trying to let it all go. It's a practice we all really, really need right now. So again, feel free to email me, sara.ivanhoe@usc.edu, if you have requests for future classes, if you have things you know you want to do or things you want us to avoid or whatever. Just kind of keep me posted. We'll keep the dialogue going. Thank you all so much. Namaste.
Thank you so much.